Hello everyone, this is a new thing on my channel, but we are going over, I'm sure you saw the title, and I'm sure that's why the reason you clicked it, how to stop perception spammers. So for example, if I go to punch this Vegeta right now, hang on, why is he, hang on, why is he, yeah, why, okay, hang on, the CPU is not using it for some reason. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Come on, use it. There we go. Nope, use perception, please. Hang on, the CPU likes to be stupid. There we go. Perception. Finally, after I got, but yeah, so this is a guide on how to counter perception and how to counter mainly perception spammers. For example, I kind of want to walk off this dude so I can showcase it. Hang on. Yeah, Vegeta. So, what I basically want to talk about is when people are just doing this. You know, they're just spamming perception by either holding it or when you're punching them. Whenever you stop punching them, you see them do this. You see them kind of do that, they're pressing it multiple times because they're trying to get perception. I am here to help you figure out how to stop that, because I'm pretty sure we're all sick of having to deal with people who are just going like this with perception and then basically getting rewarded for it. So this is a little guide to showcase just how the different ways you can go about stopping that and trying to potentially counter it, because it can be very annoying having to deal with it, especially if you've never played Budokai before. So I know 3 million copies sold in the first game. Guaranteed, a majority of people have never played a Budokai game before. So I'm here to help teach you how to deal with this stupid mechanic right here. So first, let's hopefully Vegeta will actually do it this time, but we're going to set him to perception here. And so as you can see, he's at perception now. I think I have to wait a bit, but just to quickly showcase how perception works, Vegeta, could you please? Please, Vegeta. Come on. Maybe I have to do a charge attack. Yeah, there we go. See? Okay, so charge attack works, but as you can see, he just did a super perception. Oh, man, he didn't do it. Okay. But yeah, that was a super perception, which basically super perception works on charge attacks. So say I go to this, then I stop here, he perceives that kick I just tried to do, and then he gets the perception. Now, basically, what people will do to try to get that in ranked is they'll just do this. They'll just continually press it, or whenever there's a chance where you kind of reset a combo, yeah, perfect, thank you, CPU. They'll do stuff like that, where you're punching them, and then you just reset the combo. But yes, as I was saying, sorry, stuff went on in the background, but whenever you go for a charged attack, if you would actually do it, you get a super perception, which uses one skill bar, and that allows you to counter as such. So like I said, you could be doing this, and then you space out, and perfect there, as you can see, they'll go for a perception. Now, as you just saw, one of the ways to counter that is you do this, and then instead of attacking him, you try to go to the side. But sometimes, yeah, I'm going to send him to standing for this for a bit. Stand still. So sometimes, when you do this, I can't show it off because this is an actual person. If I had another person help showcase this, I would. But basically, you can sidestep here and hit him in the back. That's one way. But a lot of the times, the CPU is not going to stand still like this. So a lot of times the person will actually turn to face you if you're doing this. Because note from this, where our Vegeta is right now, from here all the way over to here, they can perceive it. If you go for a punch, it will get perceived if you're on the side of them. So if you're right here and you punch the enemy and they're just holding circle, they're going to counter it. So one way to go about it, if you still want to just punch them, beat the crap out of them, one way to do it is to kind of bait it out, right? Do your little 5-hit here, the auto combo, dash in, and then dash behind. That's one way you can do it. This is one way. So yeah, once again, 5 hits. I'm sorry, 5 hits, dash in, dash behind, and bam. Now you're behind them. Now they can't perception. Now, another strategy, which is why I chose Vegeta, the perfect counter to perception spammers are key characters, like Vegeta. He's a blast character. What do I mean by that? Well, when I jump like this, you can see I can just kind of spam key blast with Vegeta. This is another way that you can go about trying to bait out perception. Say someone's you're up in their face right here, right, and they're just kind of like this, waiting for you to attack. Just spam the crap out of them with key blast. Just use Vegeta's technique and just absolutely blast their face. That's another way you can do it. So if they're going here, you're right in front of them and they're trying to spam, use Ki Blast and back up the distance as well. Because if you don't know, they could also just resort to a revenge counter, but they could still potentially get a perception off, if it's a charged one, I should say, but that's more timing-wise. You can't just sit there and hold it for Ki Blast. So once again, someone's saying here, doing this, make sure to back up and just spam Ki Blast from far away. That's another way you can try to counter it. Granted, it's a lame way of playing, but if you're trying to go to the win and just trying to deal with people just spamming perception, this is a good way to go about it. Just spamming Ki Blast. Another very easy way to go about it, say like, hey, your opponent is saying here, they see you Ki Blast, they start blocking, or hey, they see you do the movement to the back and they turn around and counter you. Another good way to deal with perception is grabbing. If they don't know how to grab tech, which is very simple, but if people don't know how to grab tech, it's very simple. It's just grabbing them and bam. That's another good way, because perception will not go through grabs. Once again, if you grab someone, they cannot use perception on it. They have to do a grab count. So say you're punching them, right? Then you go for this, and then they turn around and they do the perception, right? Obviously, Vegeta's not going to do it because I have him saying to stand still, but if you do your 5-hit, you cancel it, and then you try to go behind them, and then they're already facing you, and they're doing this, you can use this to your advantage. So, for example... Oh, hang on. I fucked it up. Damn, I keep on screwing that up. Alright. You can do that. Obviously, it's not going to look as clean, right? Because this is training mode. And obviously, in an actual match, it could go differently. But that's another way you can deal with the perception. Is you let the normal auto cups, they can't perception this. They can't perceive this. This, they cannot do. Because this is an auto combo right here. This first 5 hits, they're not going to be able to perceive that. As long as you're not spacing it out like that. If you're not spacing out and you're just mashing square like that, they can't do anything against that. That's another thing that you can do. Auto combo. Say like you know that they're going to be spamming perception, right? If you manage to hit them and they're not doing perception, right? They're not spamming it. They tend to like spam it while you're hitting them. Don't do any space. Just do auto combo. Because if you notice, my enemy, he doesn't turn around when I do that, because auto combo automatically goes behind them. So that's another good thing about that, is they aren't going to be able to do that. Another easy way, which a lot of people don't know, because it's like, it's 50-50 with this strategy, honestly, sparking mode. Sparking mode can heavily counter perception, because at this point, they can't just spam it. They can't just be like spamming it, because they're not going to gain in time. They have to actually time it. Now, why I say that is 50-50, because sometimes spamming it will actually work in their end, and they will counter it. But a majority, like 50% of the time, it's not going to work. That's why that one's kind of like 50-50. Sparking mode can be good and bad with dealing with perception. But once again, the main ways of dealing with perception, try to get behind your opponent, hit him in the back, spam a bunch of Ki Blasts in their face, so that way they can't actually use it. Or if that's not working, grab them. These are like the main ways to deal with perception spamming. So if you ever run into someone who's just being a complete nuisance and just either doing this or just sitting there and holding it, you'll have ways to actually stop it. And if you know this as well, if someone's just doing this, right, and you're doing the Ki Blast method, throw some charged Ki Blast in there every once in a while. Throw them for a loop. Because the charged Ki Blast also really do a good decent amount of damage. And most of the time, if you're dealing with an opponent that's just spamming this, they're probably not going to be blocking. I'm going to be real. They're aiming to get the perception, so that way they can just get an easy combo on you. So most of the time, doing stuff like this is going to work out well. And I guess another thing Sparking Mode can do for you as well is the Ki Blast spam. Because when you're in Sparking Mode, you have infinite Ki, so you can just sit around and do the same thing you did. And just keep on shooting. Keep on shooting. And they can't do anything until your Sparking Mode runs out. Now, if they're an actual decent player, they'll be able to figure out how to get out of this. But this is a guide for the majority of the people that are just dealing with people who don't actually know how to play the game. They're just relying on this. This is a small little guide to help you out with that, just to figure out how to actually deal with perception spammers. So that way, you can have a little more fun in this game, and it's a little less boring. Because then you'll rise up in the ranks, and then you'll deal with people who actually know what they're doing. So this is just a little guide to help you deal with that in case you're struggling with how can I deal with perception? How can I deal with people just spamming perception? It's super annoying. This is just a little guide to help you out with that. So I hope you guys did enjoy that. Oh, also, I guess I should say, obviously, supers counter perception. obviously, I forgot to mention that. Yes, supers will counter perception. Same with explosive wave. This will counter perception. Just anything that isn't a physical attack will counter perception. Obviously, like I said, I can't show it because the CPU is really dumb and doesn't like to just sit there and hold it. But that is the way you counter perception, is you just make sure you keep your distance, blast them from afar, do the back tech where, like, if they mess it up and you can get the auto combo off, dash in, get behind them, start giving them back shots. And then obviously the last one, grabbing them, and then super attacks. These are your ways to counter perception. This is how you're going to deal with it. So I hope anyone who did watch this video found it helpful. I hope you did enjoy this little guide that I've shown you. And just all in all, I hope this helps you a little bit better getting through ranked and dealing with those people that are just, doing this. Because it can be annoying. But I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys all next time. Peace.